Hey guys, my name is Angie and welcome back to my crafty cubby. On today's video, I'm going to share with you guys a recap of the market I just did this past Saturday, June 27th. It was their first annual pumpkin planting festival, and I thought that was a really cool theme. So they were actually planting their pumpkins as this event was being held. They had bouncy houses and all kind of cool stuff. And also the venue was gorgeous. It was mountain views, a creek running through it. It was just really pretty. So that was nice. But on the downside, it was very, very hot. One of the hottest days of the year, I believe, for our area. And showers and storms were likely to pop up all day. So we were keeping an eye on the weather. And the original time this event was supposed to be held was noon to 5, and it got cut short. We left at 3 o'clock because of the rain. The sky just went black, and we knew it was about to come, so all the vendors were like trying to hurry up and get their stuff put up and get it loaded up. So anyways, there's that story. And also there were a lot of crocheters. I think I counted 5, and 4 of them were plushie makers. So, I do wish they would put a cap on how many of each vendor you have, of course, but I can't control that, can I? So, I'm just gonna go right into this and start telling you guys what I sold. I might as well scoot over. So, there we go. So I can pop in pictures over here. This is in no particular order of when I sold them. But we have a ladybug here. I sold for $20. I've had that one since like Christmas time. Someone wanted it at my Christmas market last year. And I made it, I brought it, and then they never showed up. So I'm really happy that it sold at this market. Next, I have the larger rabbit that I made a year ago, and I sold it for $30. And then this was the first thing that sold, was the desk bunny. And I can tell you right now, that pattern is by Heather's Crochet Crypt. That is her new name, formerly known as Heather's Zimple Crochet, and I love that pattern, and it was the first thing to sell. And I sold it for $10. And I also sold a keychain Demogorgon for $12. And I sold my Mothman, and I do believe this was his first market. I'm pretty sure. And I sold him for $30. And then Chucky. I've had Chucky since my very first market. And I had Chucky, Freddy, Michael, Sally, Jack, a little devil, all like the same kind of pattern. And I thought for sure Chucky would be the first to go, but no, he was the only one left out of that batch I made last year. And he sold for $30, and I was so happy. So now I got to make another Chucky for sure. And then next, I sold my pumpkin topiary. Is that how you say it? In the candy corn colors. And I have had it since my very first market last year. So I was super happy that sold. I put the pumpkins out front because I figured pumpkin planting festival. And the girl that bought it was, she was saying that she needed to get back to the pumpkins. So I'm guessing maybe she had something to do with the pumpkins. But that one girl bought the Mothman, the Chucky, and the pumpkin. And then one lady bought the ladybug and that big bunny for $50. I only had like 4 or 5 customers. But it worked out. I'm not complaining for 3 hours. And then next, I sold my Jack jellyfish for $14. And then I sold 2 turtles that I almost didn't even take. I told my daughter, I was like, they wasn't as good of quality work as I like to put out. You know what I mean? It just didn't look up to par. The yarn was real thick, so it just turned out kind of frumpy. But I sold 2 of them out of my $5 basket because my daughter was just like, well, just throw them in the $5 basket. Good idea. Good thinking. And then next I sold a Pokeball out of my $5 basket. And then I sold a mouse out of my $5 basket as well. And that's all I've written down. It's very likely I may have missed a thing or two that I'm not going to find out till I go through my inventory. But I do know my grand total was $176. And I'm going to call that a win because a lot of other vendors were saying they made nothing at all. And some are saying they only made $30 or $40. But like I said, the weather, I think, really kept people from getting out because, you know, it did kind of look like it may start raining on you at any moment. So I feel like that was the case. And I don't know if I said this earlier in the video, but she did invite us back for the October festival and said that she would waive the vendor fees, and that one was great last year, that they had hundreds of people picking pumpkins and they have the vendors right in between the pumpkins. So I'm definitely going to try it again. I do think I hit the right people. Like, there weren't many shoppers, but the shoppers that were there seemed to really enjoy my stuff. Like, I have a lot of rabbits and I have a lot of Halloween stuff, and one lady that spent half of what I made almost, well, not half, but she spent 50 on the cuter stuff, and then the other one that spent 70, it was all on my more Halloweeny stuff, the pumpkin, the Mothman, and Chucky. So I think I just hit the right audience and it worked out for me. I'm not going to complain about that because technically that was only 3 hours. And if the weather had been better and it wouldn't have been so hot, I think I would have done really well. So I'm going to try out the October market. And of course you guys will get to see that too. I forget that I did not put in a reel of my setup, but I will do that. I may do that at the beginning of the video. So y'all may already know about this. But anyways, guys, yeah, that is everything I sold at this market. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I left out about, you know, how the market went. The market coordinator was awesome. I mean, she can only control so much, right? And also I was going to say that I did not have to pay for this market till I arrived and set up, and then they come around and get the vendor fee. So I did like that. And then also, once she seen that it was going very slow, she and her partner, I guess, both went through, and each one of them bought something from each vendor, bought something. So I thought that was really cool. They were the ones that bought the 2 little turtles out of my $5 bin, and they bought the Jack Skeleton jellyfish. So I thought that was really cool. Because they get a product and they're helping us back out. So, you know, people may have mixed emotions on that, but I think that was a really good move personally. And I like that they supported and let you know, that they thought there was an issue and it was slow, and were more than welcome to waive the fee for the October festival. So, in all, I'm happy. So, yeah. That's it, guys. I guess that's all I'm going to sit here and ramble about. So right here, I'm going to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching my video. It means so much to me. If you could like, subscribe, and comment, that would be awesome. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Y'all have a great day.